Hi, I'm gonna present my persuasive speech, and it's about equal pay for women. Women have been degraded and underestimated throughout centuries, and there has been many laws. There has been countless laws and regulations in place. However, none of them have been thoroughly followed nor evaluated by various agencies and businesses. Lily Ledbetter, a woman who worked at a job for 19 years, was paid less than men due to her gender. Thus, unfortunately, the question still remains as to when women and men will be treated and viewed equally in terms of salary in workplaces. Regardless of many laws passed, equal pay still remains an issue between men and women at workplaces in the United States. After conducting some information regarding the equal pay between men and women, I will talk more about laws that have been passed for years and the Lily Ledbetter's lawsuit. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 requires that men and women should be given equal pay for equal work in the same establishment, according to the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. However, this law has not made much of an alteration, and the wage disparity still remains an issue between men and women workers. The laws are not being taken seriously. That creates many tribulations and lawsuits against companies. President Obama signed the Lily Ledbetter Fair Act in 2009, according to an article published in New York Times on January 29. The Fair Pay Act is named after a woman, Lily Ledbetter, who filed a lawsuit against Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company for unequal pay. Ms. Ledbetter worked as a manager in the Goodyear Tire and Rubber for 19 years and was paid less than all male managers in her area. She filed a lawsuit against the company after she was in 2007, after she was retired from her job. However, the case was dismissed by the court. According to another article by James Park, published on April 12, 2011, on American Federation of Labor, on average, and it says that on average, women in the United States are paid 80 cents less than 80 cents for every dollar men get paid. This forces women to get less motivated and creates discomfort working environment for them at the jobs. And now that I have described the problem and effectiveness of the equal pay of 1963, I will move on to the solution and the steps we need to take in order to solve this dilemma. According to National Committee on Pay Equity supports two bills in Congress aimed at curbing wage discrimination, and both are needed to fully close the wage gap. Government officials need to constantly audit employers to ensure that the following two acts are being followed. Failure to do so should be fired by auditors. The Fair Pay Act. This act is sponsored by Tom Harkin and Eleanor Norton. This act is created to end wage discrimination for women workers and the minority-dominated jobs. The act is attempting to establish equal pay for equal work. Employers will have to pay equally employers will have to pay equally to both male and female employers under this act. The Paycheck Fairness Act is sponsored by Barbara and Rosa DeLaura, and the bill was passed by the House of Representatives on January 9, 2009. The main goal of this act is to make sure the Equal Pay Act of 1963 is updated, and it's strong enough to maintain the equal pay. The act is also trying to conduct studies to show employers and teach them how to evaluate jobs in order to eliminate disparities in wages. The two bills above should help employers to perform equal pay for and eliminate wage gap between males and females. If employers pay women fairly and the government steps in and takes responsibility, work environment will be much better and reasonable. Women will have more chance to expand within the company, for they will be more motivated for the equal wage. There won't be any lawsuits against companies regarding unequal pay and discrimination. This will assist employers from losing money on lawsuits. And I wanted to see if you guys have any questions regarding the
I have a question.
unequal pay. Sure.
Have you talked to, how many people have you talked about this issue? How many women?
How many people I have talked to about this issue? I've talked to a couple of co-workers, actually, a male and female, and it was interesting for me to find out that there actually was like a 15-cent pay difference between the two, but I haven't talked to anyone else yet, just my job. And also, according to the National Committee on Pay Equity, businesses should step up and work on pay equity and make sure all employees are being treated equally. Pay equity also makes businesses look good and shows that employees are valued, which will attract best workers at workplaces. Women especially need to start taking action and need to understand where they are standing at their jobs and ensure that they're being treated equally. And women can also contact government agencies and report unequal pay by their employers.